Hello everyone, it's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper. Tonight I have a super fun fold card for you called the Pop and Twist card. It looks really complicated, but I am going to break it down for you so that you can see just how easy it is to make. I also have a couple of samples to show you, and we're going to have so much fun making this card. Please let me know in the comments if you've ever made a pop and twist card. I'd love to see a sample of it. So let me just double check my device and we will get started. Okay, so I'm going to just pop my camera up and move my mouse out of the way. All right, well, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Kathy Schmitt. I live in Loudon, New Hampshire, and I come live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. and also on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for scrapbooking. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, you can use this QR code. If you have any questions about anything you see tonight, please email me, Kathy@backyardstamper.com. And if you like any of the products, please shop my store 24/7, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net. Okay. So, hi Susie, hi Cindy, welcome. All right, today is August 27th, which means this product of the month is still current. This is called Glow of Harvest 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. And I made some really cute Winnie the Pooh stack and shuffle cards using this paper a couple weeks ago. It's a beautiful palette, very soft and muted with fall leaves and pumpkins. So if you happen to shop before the end of August, be sure to grab this for only $5 when you have a qualifying purchase. The next product of the month is going to be starting September 1, and it's called Luxe Foliage. This is a specialty designer series paper with gold foiling, and there are 4 of each different sheets. 4 sheets of 3 different designs, and you can see them up close. You can even see that foiling coming through. It is one-sided and it's a little thicker than normal. And the colors are gold, peaceful pine, pecan pie, and secret sea. So very beautiful, beautiful palette, perfect for fall foliage. So this will be available on September 1st, Luxe Foliage. The other thing on September 1st is the online exclusives go live, as well as our September to December catalog. I gotta say, this catalog is by far one of my favorites. And I have been participating in some swaps to be able to show you some samples of different products. And so here's all the cards and samples I've got ready, with even more that I'll be making this weekend. So I am going to do a catalog tour live on Tuesday morning, September 1st, and you'll be able to watch it on the replay if you can't join me live. So we'll be excited. And I do have catalogs available to mail to anyone who is not a demonstrator and who hasn't already received one. All right, let me say hi. I see Susie and Cindy and Deb and Ann and Wendy. Wow, thank you all. And I'm sure my mom and dad are watching. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. All right, so we're going to make a pop and twist card. And so you may be saying, what is a pop and twist card? So this is some new designer paper here. This is the Party Alphabet Dies. And this is a new stamp set as well. So you open it and it goes pop and twist. So this here is a new stamp set called Christmas Critters. It's a bundle, so you have the dies to cut out all these cute guys here. And this is so much fun. So we're going to make a card tonight using this bundle from the new catalog. So let me just set that aside. I've got everything prepped and ready to go. Don't laugh. You know how that's pretty random for me. And so here are the pieces that you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 cardstock scored in the middle at 5 1/2. Then I took a piece of two-tone cardstock, and this one is 8 inches long, 10 inches long. Wait a second. 10 inches long, sorry, by 3 1/2 tall. All right, and it's a two-tone, which means it's going to be a little thinner than this cardstock. This is regular cardstock. You score this at 2 1/2, 5, and 7 1/2. So there's that. This one is 10 inches by 3 1/2. Then you take the next piece. This one is 8 inches by 3 1/2. So this looks kind of complicated, but it's all scoring. So what I did first was I turned it this way and put it in at 1 3/4 and scored all the way down. Then I rotated it so that the long sides at the top, you score at 2 1/4 and slide it over and score again at 5 3/4. Then you're going to score from this corner down to this corner and this corner to that corner. These are the mechanism pieces. This is the mechanism. This is my pop and twist part. This is the pop and this is the twist. Okay, so let me show you how this is all going to play. I'm going to put this, let's see here. I'm going to put these right across the top here, so in case you want to take a screenshot, you'll be able to see them. I have everything already cut for you. All right, so let me move some of my parts and pieces out of the way. All right. So let me get my trimmer. First, I'm using Peaceful Pine, and that is because it is a coordinating color in this designer package, designer series paper, which is a new one coming out in the catalog. All right, so I put that there right in my way, and I'll slide that over here. Okay, so those are the two pieces. Let me just move my magnet, and we'll put that there so they don't go anywhere. There you go. Okay. And so this is 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to put it in at 5 1/2 and score. Okay. This is regular cardstock, not two-tone. I'll set that there. Here's my 10-inch piece. Now this is the two-tone. So two-tone means it's lighter on one side than the other. See the two different shades? So it's kind of neat because if you can match different parts of your card to different hues of the paper. So this is real red, and I'm going to do 2 1/2, 5, open up my arm. I've got, let me just raise this up a little bit. Oh, sorry, taking you for a ride. There we go. Sorry. It's one thing. I like it to be straight. Okay, so I've did 5. Now I've got 7 1/2. There are my score lines. You can see those on the camera. And here's another piece of real red, and this one here is the 8 inches long by 3.5 wide. I'm going to score at 1 3/4 from the top to the bottom, or bottom to the top, right down the center there. Then I'm going to score at 2 1/4, 5 3/4. And then I'm going to put my cardstock into my trimmer, like so. I'm going to put the top of that score line right into my crevice, and the bottom of this score line into the crevice. So you just kind of wiggle it until you got them both, hold it in place, and you score. Okay, that gives you one side of the X. Then do the same thing on the other side. Put your top part of your score line in the track, and the bottom in the track. Okay, hold it in place while you score and score. So that's all we need this guy for. Let me just set him there. Okay, so now I'm going to fold, and I want to have, let me just double check one thing here. Okay. So I'm going to fold in like so. Normally you fold so the bump is on the inside. This is my mechanism piece, so it doesn't matter, but I want to make sure that the part that I have showing is the, you only see a bare thing. I'll show you on my other sample. I forgot to do that part, and I folded it backwards, so my light side is up, and you wouldn't have even noticed if I hadn't told you. So then you're just going to bring this down and see where this fold here, the bottom of this score line right here, meets the bottom of the first score line, and this side follows the straight line. So crease that edge, rotate it if you need to. I'm right-handed, so it's a little easier for me to do it that way. And I've got my straight line. This top of this score line meets the bottom of that score line, and you burnish. So here's my mechanism, and I am going to score it backwards as well. You want this piece to be able to move super, super well, very flexible. So I'm going to actually score it going both directions. So there's my mechanism piece. Let's bring this one in, and we're going to fold in again on the other side, okay, and then out. So it kind of folds up like a book, and it makes a W. W for Wendy. Woo woo! Okay, or M for mom, but this is a W. All right, so I've got my two pieces here. Let me go ahead and fold my Peaceful Pine. Now this one is the regular cardstock, so I put the bump on the inside, and then I'm just going to crease it again with my bone folder just to make sure that came out really nicely. All right, now I need a piece of white for the inside, which I forgot that piece, but I have it right here. All right, so this is the standard 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that right inside. Oh, look, there's a little piece of adhesive right there, which I can use. Now, what I did on my sample was I was like getting a little stingy with my adhesive, and this top part that's going to be up here is a stress point. So I did some extra adhesive there, okay? And I'm just going to layer that inside. Have any of you guys ever made a pop and twist card? Okay. So now this part here is the only part that's going to seem a little funny to you. So let me think here. I have to, okay, so you fold these down and it looks like an arrow. So did you see how I did that again? I pushed down the inside of my X right here and folded those down and around like so. And I'm creasing that really well. And then for this part, I am going to use glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it. I mean, you can measure if you want to. I don't measure most anything, except if I'm cooking or sewing. But this kind of thing, I'm not going to worry whether this is right or exact to that, okay? So I am going to add some glue. Now this is where you got to be careful that your glue, don't add so much that when you shut your card that it oozes out. Okay, now what I did was I put the point right at the fold, but not so high that it impedes the fold. So you just want to check it. It's in right at the top, but it's not going to get crunched when I close my card. So there I go. This is the top of the card right here. I'm rubbing that triangle right there. Okay, then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do the same thing. Add some glue. Remember, stay away from the edge. When we close this, it will kind of go out a little, so that's okay. And then I'm just going to shut the back door. Give it a little rub. Oh, oh my gosh, you guys have never seen a pop and twist. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Then you will be extra wowed, right? Hi, Bridger. All right, so now I've got, let me go ahead and, oh, I'm going to need my glue again, but that's all right. So see, there's my mechanism. See how it folded down when you close it? This is why you want the two-tone. It's thinner. And I'll show you my first example. I used full cardstock, and it's like, it's going to cost me a fortune to mail it. All right, so now I'm going to, let's put these pieces on. So I'm going to open my card back up and I'm going to put glue just on this corner section from here to here. Okay, and I'm also going to put glue on this corner section. Okay, so those are my two. You can see where the score line marks your little box, and then you're going to do it opposite corners. Super important about that. Okay, so now I'm just turning it so I can see without sticking my head in. I'm lining the edges up to, let me just double check something. Yep, double check, always double check. All right, I'm lining my edges up on my side and my top, right, and the bottom. So that should fit just ever so perfectly, like so. Give it a little rub down. Then I'm going to open it and come over and do this side the same way. So I'm matching my top to the bottom. like so. So my sides are straight and my bottom piece is straight. Give it a little push. Now, see how that is I'm just, see how I have my W like so. So now I'm going to shut my card. Watch it happen. Look at, see it's twisting. The first couple times you fold it, you might need to help it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I just needed to fold that back. Okay, there it goes. Now it's going, this part lays down, and there's my little arrow right here, and the other part of the arrow is there, and bring it down. I might have gone a little too high on that side, and that looks like that's what I did. Let me double check. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Huh. Let me peel it off. Peel, peel, peel. Okay. Whew. Oh, rescued. Okay. So now, since I don't have a layer to fix this, let me cut a new piece because I'm going to show you what I just did wrong. And these are the mistakes that I like to make on camera. Not that I love making them, but it's an easy, this was an easy mistake to make, and I'm going to show you what happened. All right, so let me get back to, I need 3.5 by 10. So this is my real red 2-tones cardstock. It kind of looks like Poppy Parade. Did I pull out the wrong one? Nope, that's the right one. Yep. It really does look like Poppy Parade, though. I might have put that in the wrong bin. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I think I mixed up my Poppy Parade with my real red, but I have a new package, so let me double check here. I always have extras on hand because you never know when you're going to need them. Okay. Except when you're live and you're like all nervous because people are watching and you're keeping them waiting. Okay. I just am looking through my stuff because I know I have a piece of red. I've been making bags, so I know I used a bunch too. Let's see here. Because that is Poppy Parade, and that will show. So we want that to be red. Okay, I've got a piece, I think, right here. Well, you know what I was doing this weekend is I scrapbooked and I used red. So I might have used all my red, which was silly. Silly. Hold on, I'm coming. I know I was all ready, and then I messed up. All right, well, you guys don't mind, right? If I mess up a little tiny bit. I mean, really, what's new, right? All right, we're going to go with the Poppy Parade, and it is what it is. I'm sure it will look fine because I don't have another piece of red that is going to be the right size. So we're just going to go with what I got. All right, here we go. I think I'm going to use red full sheet of cardstock. Not the two-tone, because I really want the red to match. I've already colored my critters, So it's important to match, right? Matchy matchy sometimes is the way to go. So here we go. My mechanism is still going to be two-tone, so it will still be nice and thin. Okay, so sorry about that. Here's my 3.5, and you guys are so nice. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now I'm going to score 2.5. You guys get to see me do it again. 2.5, 5, and 7.5. Okay. Now let's fold these up like so. All right, there's my W. Okay, so now let me go back over here. So what I did wrong is I matched the outside edge instead of the fold. I should have matched the score lines. That's what the problem was. And I can use this piece again, but for just today, my doodad that goes on the inside wouldn't have been covered with this glue right to the edge. So that is why I wanted to try to fix it. Okay, so now I've got it folded right here. So here's my score line. I'm going to match it onto this score line with the top and the bottom still, okay? So, alrighty, and then we've got this side. And I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to bend it in the middle so that I can get the score line right where I need it to be. And close that down and just push it over to straighten it. Okay, there's my mechanism. Sorry about that. There we go. Now it's going to pop and twist right. See, before, by not having it folded right, it was running into each other. So I'm just going to give it a little score or a little rub down and open it and shut it a couple times. Okay, so now we got to build up the front because what's happening is the front is thinner than the bottom. So here's my piece of two-tone red. And I'm going to add my seal. I did kind of go, I wanted it close to the edge because of all the bumpiness. So if I get this on crooked, I'll be sad because I'm not going to be able to pick it up with that much adhesive on. Oh, it looks like I did pretty good. There we go. Pop and twist. See how adding a little bit of weight to the front totally helped that mechanism? Then I'm going to take this piece of designer paper. This comes from the pack called Creative Celebrations. This pack of paper, this is a specialty 6x6 paper. This is one of the new ones coming out. There's 4 sheets of punch outs and they're really cute. Mittens and presents and stockings, poinsettias, a really cute deer, some nice stripes, and then tags. So you can cut them out as tags if you want, or use side B. Both are great. And here's some that are just ready to put on the front of your cards. And the side B is awesome. And then the last one is, so this could be a card front, and these can be add-ons. Here's a strip for like a horizontal card. And then the back side is this pattern part that I'm using tonight. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and put this down. Oh, I got some little parts and pieces falling out all over the place. All right, here we go. So this was 4 across by 5 1/4, and this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So skinny border, but I needed that red to kind of ground the pattern and also to continue to add strength to my front panel. So see, now I've got cardstock, two-tone cardstock, and designer paper, and look at the difference that made. So you just have to work it, and then it starts behaving. Like so. Let me see if I can just rub that on my creases a little bit. All right, so now we're going to, let's decorate the outside. So I took my alphabet and I used the Swirly Stars embossing folder and embossed those. And I have a piece of Peaceful Pine. It's here somewhere. I am going to use the two-tone because my paper is getting kind of heavy now on the front. So, see, I said I had everything measured out. And you know, I checked this 3 times. It happens, peeps. All right, let me check and see what my measurement is. This was 3 1/2 by 4 7/8. It's a weird measurement, and that's so that it would fit the letters. So 3 1/2 by 4 7/8. Let's check. There we go. Nice. All right. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bang that. All right, so let's put our letters. Let's arrange these. And then I didn't like that I had, let me just make sure, is that the dark side? Yeah, the dark side. Okay. So the N and the O are kind of like big and go pretty much close to the edge. And my E follows my N, but my L is quite a bit smaller. So I kind of scooted them a little bit closer together, and then to take up some of the room, I had a little hat. And my little hat is here somewhere, because I know I had that already cut out for you. So we will find it before the end, because everything I needed was in the box. So, except obviously my Peaceful Pine, right? So I'm going to use some dimensionals on this. And so it's already high, this card, so why not make it even higher by just keep on popping, right? Oh, that one needs to be cut. Okay, so I'm just going to put some here and there. Oh, you guys, thanks. All right, so we've got that, and we've got the N. The straight letters are very easy to put the dots on because, well, they're straight. It's not rocket science, right? Straight means straight. Okay, so I've got my N, and then my E. And one thing to notice on this embossing folder, which I thought was really odd, was most of the embossing folders, if you're using the black line, I'm going to show you just a second. Let me grab the folder so you know what I'm talking about. But let me put these on first. And I need a little one here. Okay, there's my E. And my L is going to be easy, easy. 1, 2, 3, and one more. There. All right, so let me unstick my N. Where's my little take your pick tool? That really works great to take while I'm up. Let me grab that embossing folder to show you. All right. So normally when you are doing an embossing folder, this is what that one looks like. Isn't that pretty? So normally when you do an embossing folder, you put your paper in and use the black line to line it up, right? And that's the top. But in this case, when I did that and I put my letters in, that debossed it. You see what the difference between this E and this E? This side is raised up, this side is pushed in. So you want to remember that on this one, the black line is not the front. This is the front, the back. The back of the embossing folder will emboss. The back, if you do it with your paper, the only reason it mattered was because I was using two-tone. Well, no, actually because they're letters. So, but anyways, I found that out when I was working and I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. But it was a good little tip. Like when you do your piece of white, it doesn't matter because you just turn the paper over, but the letters couldn't be turned over. Okay, so now I've thoroughly confused you, I'm sure. I'm just going to set that down in case I got to move it again. I'm not pushing it down. So this take your pick tool does a great job of getting the papers off. You just stick it in and kind of yank it towards you. And see all the little papers are right there? I love that tip. All right, let's see here. That looks good. Not so good if it flips over and sticks on your glass mat. Okay. One more. Wow, could you just... Twice that happened. Okay, so I'm going to just scoot it in a little bit. I didn't on my other one. I lined it up on the outside. We'll see what it looks, if it's okay to do it this way. And I'm going to still put that, I'm still watching the bottom to make sure they're straight. And then when here's my hat. And then my little Santa hat can go in here to fill in the space. And it would have been really cute to put that on top of the O, except that I need it down in this space. So, okay, so that's together. Now I want to pop this whole thing up. So let me add some of those. And the reason I wanted to pop this layer up is because this kind of goes, it's on a kind of around it. It goes down in the fold and then it comes back up. So the dimensionals let it kind of do that without stressing it, because there's not adhesive on every spot. My ruler just fell in the trash. I'm always afraid I'm going to lose dies that fall off my table into the trash. Usually I have that pushed back a little bit, but sometimes it's handy to have it so it's hanging out. All right, here's my, I'm just picking up all my little end pieces. Here's my Noel. And let's see here. Right about there. Oh, isn't that cute? All right, look. Pow! Now let's decorate the inside. So what I used branching out dies, and I have 4 of them. 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and just tape these down. These are just holders for my little characters. So I remember to stamp them before you stick them in, because obviously with this mountain fold here, you would not be able to do that. And I could have put this whole piece together, and I probably should have put all these doodads on there, but since I already had them colored, I wasn't thinking that I needed to worry about the decoration. So, you know, before you glue, do all your coloring and decorating. All right, let me get these out of the way. These are my debossed ones that I will do on another project. All right, so I've got my little characters here. Aren't they so cute? Will Carol for Coco. And then I have some trees. So there's some standalone dies that there's a tree die that does 2 trees at once. So let's see here. I wanted to put my moose right here. And I'm not popping these up because, gosh, this card will never shut if you do that. So I've got my moose, and I'm just going to stick that right in the middle, like so. My snowman I'm putting out here because the sign goes past and his little elbow goes past. So I put that out there. Now, it could have gone on either end. I liked it out on the backs, on the outside, or do I want it on the inside so they're all looking at each other? We'll do that. That's, whoops, I see glue tape. Just, if you over tape, just roll it back onto itself. All right, so I've got that. And here for the cheer. So this one says, Will Carol for Coco. I love that. All right, so I've got my little bear who's here for the cheer. Okay, and then I've got my trees. So what I did with the trees was I used the peaceful pine, and I ran it through twice, once with the dark side up and once with the light side up. So now I have my dimension on my trees because I used basically 2 colors, right? So I'm going to put that like so, and this one next to it but down, so it gives you the illusion that there's, you know, a forest. And then I have this other green, and I'm going to pop that up. I am going to pop that up with a baby pop dot. And with the 2-tone, you can sand it, and I did that on another sample, so I'll show you that in just a second. See? Now I have the 3 colors of green. It looks like a cute little forest. And then I just need to do 1 stamping thing. And to do that, I used a paper pumpkin called, oh my gosh, what was that called? Wrapped in Cheer. Wrapped in Cheer. I just did a class with that. And Sending a little Christmas cheer. Hi, Sam. Okay, so now, and you want to stamp your words here before you put all of your, let me just change my block for a minute, before you glue that down, because I wanted my greeting up a little higher. So now I can get my stamping block a little closer. There. That was lucky because I moved right as I set it down. All right, let's close this out of the way. We do not need any mess. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. And we got to have our gems. And I just used some white sequins on it. Let me see if I can find my package that I was using. We have a new set of, oh, you know what would look really good? This is what will look really good. I'm going to do the peppermints. Those will look great. Actually, we'll do one there and one here. Maybe a little one. Should I try? See what it looks like in the hat? Oh, that looks so cute, doesn't it? There. Oh, I love it. Let's add just a smidge of Wink Castella on that white. All right, so here's the pop and twist card, and I'm going to show you some other samples that we made tonight. So this is the Noel that we made tonight, popping and twisting. So we'll do that. Let me move my little cheat sheet out of the way and show you the other samples. So this was my original one. This is Garden Green and the paper was Peaceful Pine. So see the difference in the greens? So that's why I remade this one using Peaceful Pine, because that's the color in this designer series paper. And so see how much nicer it does pop and twist if you use the two-tone on both parts of the mechanism. This one will get there. It just needs to get broken in a little bit more with the crease. I probably, if I had folded it back and forth, it would have really popped and twisted. But it's okay. So there's that one. And see here, I had the moose on this side, and then I realized he's kind of looking that way, so I put him on this side. Just because. No reason. And then I have another one. This says Joy in it. I know it's a little busy, but I did add some Secret C. I double cut the letters to give it a little shadow, and I use Secret C there. This is the cloud cover. And this is the punch outs from this paper pack that I showed you. So these are the punch outs. Remember I said there's a cute deer? There it is. And some mittens and stockings. So that is a lot of fun. And so we got these. Do that one. This one. Then what started it all is I made these for a swap for Onstage 2 years ago. Luckily, I only had to make 10 of them. But look at that one. Roar means you're the best in dinosaur. Hope your birthday is dynamite. This was the, I forget what it was called. The Delightful Dinosaurs, or, oh, I don't know. Darling Dinosaurs, maybe. Darling Dinos. So that's what started it all. So there is the pop and twist. All right, let me just come back to see you again. So what did you think? Well, I did make it look complicated because I glued that on the wrong spot. And when this dries, I can probably use a little adhesive eraser to just take it a little closer to the edge here, because this would have been fine, but my white doodad, see how I had this, see how it wouldn't have, oops, you're not seeing it because you're looking down, but my white doodad, I had too much glue to cover it. So anyways, we fixed it. We fixed it. But and I also showed you why the two-tone cardstock makes a difference, because the pop and twist mechanism works with the cardstock, but it works better with the two-tone cardstock. So, and let me just flip down one more second. Sorry about that. This is the one that I did everything with the regular cardstock. The mechanism, the W, and the folded. So this is, it pops nicely still, but it's heavy. Like, this is hefty for mailing. So I'll probably just hand deliver that one. So let me see if there's any questions. Did anybody have any questions? Sam, when you go back and watch the replay, I have my cheat sheet out with all the measurements on it. So you can take a screenshot of that. And I also will have this on my blog, backyardstamper.com, and show you some close-up pictures and put that template on it as well. So that's it. So I will be back on Sunday morning at 10 for scrapbooking. And then I will be live Tuesday morning. I don't know what time, maybe 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it'll be. It's Eastern time. So I want my Montana friends and my Missouri friends to, be up. So, and I know some of my working friends will have to watch the replay, but I just wanted to jump on early, and I'll probably push it back into the morning. I'll let you know. I'll post it on my YouTube channel. But I can't wait to show you all of my swap cards that I've got for this catalog. It's going to be fun. All right. So take care. I'm just checking for the comments over there. So take care, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you give this a try. And because I'd love to see your design. I do have a Facebook page that's you can post your creations on. It's Craft Along, Backyard Stamper Craft Along page. So anyone can post their Stampin' Up designs on it. So please share. That would be fun to see. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye, Mom and Dad. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.